Hey, Capricorn. I already started your reading, but I was just moving a little too fast. So um, I decided to pause and start fresh, stop and start fresh. So we start with the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Typically, in the upright, this card is a card of collaboration, of working with others on some sort of project or whatever the situation. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles also in the reverse. In fact, all three of your first cards are in the reverse. We got the Three of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. So the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Upright, it's typically a card of, some people say hard work. I would say it's more akin to consistent work. Um, pushing out product quickly, or not quickly, but consistently, just one after the other, one after the other. Um, and I think that maybe there's like a difficulty in being consistent. Um, in whatever the shared project is. No, I don't think it's a shared project. Being that the Three of Pentacles is in the reverse, I think this is something that maybe you're working on by yourself, working on alone. That's what it feels like. So whatever this is, you're struggling with consistency. Um, and it comes with the Nine of Cups in reverse. So oftentimes in the upright, this card is considered the wish fulfillment card. Being that it's in the reverse, it's almost like be careful what you wish for. Um, which it always gives me like an eerie feeling when I say that, because it's like the butterfly effect, right? So you step on a butterfly and that could change the trajectory of the future. It's almost like, for me, when I think of wishes or manifestations that I put out into the universe, I feel like if I don't do it with a good heart, um, for the best of everyone involved, right? It worries me that something is going to go wrong. I don't know if that's how manifestations work. Who actually knows, right? But I do know that when I put my wishes out into the world, I try to frame them in a way that it's best for everyone. Um, I don't know if that is related at all. I'm going to go ahead and clarify, just because I want to see how all these cards relate to each other. So let's start with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Um, so the Three of Pentacles comes with the Three of Fire in reverse. So the Three of Wands, it's the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands oftentimes is considered putting your ships out to sea. Um, some people say it's the opposite, waiting on them to come in. Um, because it's in the reverse, I'm going to go with that one. Like there's a pause here. Um, a waiting game. There's a waiting game of perhaps maybe you're waiting on the energy that you need, because like again, this is clarifying the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles again is, in this particular reading, feels like this is a something that you're working on alone. So it's like you're sitting back, relaxing, waiting on something to come through. And because it's fire, I want to say you're waiting either on the energy, or the motivation, or the drive, the excitement. There's something that maybe you're not making moves on. And this could be a situation with others too, with the Three of Pentacles. It's not necessarily something you're working on alone. Um, but I feel that that's what it is. It might be something that you need to bring others into for. And so perhaps that's also something maybe you're waiting on. Maybe you're waiting to find the right person, right? who can help you on this path, in this project, on this journey, whatever it is. Yeah, it feels like a waiting, like not making moves. Starting is always the hardest part, though, of anything. So, clarifying the inconsistency here, the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, we have the Knight of Earth. Okay, so the Knights all move. They're all forward moving. They all are making strides towards something. The Knight of Earth is very slow, though. He's very methodical. He goes at a very consistent pace, right? He's also in the reverse here, though, clarifying that Eight of Pentacles in reverse. And so it sort of feels like, again, at a stop, at a standstill. um, I think we're just doubling down on you are you're waiting on something. Now maybe this Nine of Cups here in the reverse is what you're waiting on. I don't know. Let's go ahead and clarify it. Because that Nine of Earth, though, is in the reverse, it feels less of like a slow movement, a slow, methodical, consistent movement forward, and more of a stop, a pause. So I think we're just doubling down. However, let me just look at this card, though. So there's a few coins, I guess they're pentacles, right below this man, down here in this little, what would you call it, divot in the ground. He's standing above it and he doesn't see it. Oh, it's the Three of Pentacles. Interesting. No, there's four. There might be three. No, there's four. Okay. I thought it was three coins. Really, all you can see is three coins unless you squint your eyes, and then you can kind of see the fourth one. So anyways, I don't know if that's related at all. Let's see how it could be. Well, he doesn't see the pentacles down there. So could it be that you don't see the helpers that are available? I don't know. Let's see what the Nine of Cups is in the reverse. We got the Four of Water in the reverse. Wow, every single card is in the reverse for you. And I don't shuffle my cards in a specific way to make them do that. They should be equally shuffled or equally positioned. So the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups in the upright in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck is like a card of apathy, right? So, or boredom even. Maybe what you wished for, whatever it is that came through for you, isn't giving you the sense of fulfillment that you had hoped it would. Maybe the excitement or joy, and that's why you're here waiting for excitement to come. But again, in my experience, the starting, the doing, the being consistent, well, just the starting is the hard part, and with starting comes consistency. So in that case, joy does or does not come, right? The enjoyment of it, could come in with the consistency, with the starting, with the consistency. But it's definitely not going to come if we just sit back and do nothing and we wait, right? Wait on the fulfillment. Yeah. So, I don't know if I want to get more cards or advice. I think that that's enough. I think that let's just do a card of advice and we can clarify it. That was quick. So you got the Ace of Wands sideways. So sideways, if you ever watch Scorched Earth here on YouTube, she describes sideways cards as something like on the turn, right? It could go either direction. And I think that here you have the ability to change this to the upright or the reverse. So the Three of Fire, if we go back to that first clarifying card, the Three of Fire, it has three wands, right? Two of the wands are your passions, your interests, whatever, that are already firmly planted in the ground. And then that third wand is the one that it's your focus. It's what you've got going on at this moment that you're interested in. This is it's the ace, right? This is that wand. And you have the ability to turn this in the upright or the reverse. You can give up on it, right? Or you can make moves forward. You can take that initial step that's going to provide you with the consistency and the fulfillment. And the joy, which, like, again, this four of water, if it were in the upright, it would be boredom. Um, but I think that in the reverse, clarifying the Nine of Cups in the reverse, I think that there's a an opportunity for joy and fulfillment. Um, but it's going to be up to you. You have to make this first move, this initial first step. Typically with aces, you see a hand come out of the cloud holding whatever suit, whatever symbol that suit represents. In which case, or in this case, it would be a wand, right? Coming out of a cloud hand. And that implies that this is spirit offering this to you. Here, we don't have that hand. We have the cat, right? The cat who basically is a master of its own destiny. And above its head, we have the lamnisket. And if you aren't familiar with the tarot, the magician also has a lamnisket. And he is the master manifester, right? So it's like saying here that you have all the power to manifest what it is you want in this situation. You can start, take that first step, or you can not, right? So I'm going to clarify it. The Four of Fire in reverse. Okay, so the fours are all very stable foundational cards. This one in particular is, the four corners of your wall. Without that, those first four corners, right, you have no foundation. It came out in the reverse. I'm trying to see why. So I think maybe it's just, I think it's drawing my eye towards the path to the home in this picture, the path to the foundation. So it's like without making a decision one way or the other on this Ace of Wands, without turning this from sideways to upright or reverse, you have no path. There's no path. The path is not open to forming a foundation to this passion or whatever this is that we're talking about here. I don't want to say the door is closed, but I mean, well, the door is closed, and the door is closed in this picture here, but it's like the steps, like, there's no door to even open. The path is not even an option, the path to the door. So if you have no path to the door, there's not even going to be a door for you to open. So it's like you have to make a decision. Are you going to start, or are you going to just let this pass you by again and again and again? If you don't start, turn this Ace of Wands into the upright, there's not going to be a path to speak of. So let's take an oracle card from Between Worlds, and then we'll end the reading. You got Multiplicity. I don't think I've ever gotten this card. It says complexity, dissolving binaries, uncertainty. Two circles converge into one. So that's the sideways card, right? For the Ace of Wands. We're dissolving binaries or uncertainty. Sorry, two circles converge into one. Day unites itself into night. Death loosens itself to life. This card actively breaks down binary ways of thinking of ideas like right and wrong and asks you to hold multiple truths at once. Interesting. That's like contradictory, right? To what I just said? Can you honor the complexity in humanity? Can you hold two ideas at the same time in a more spherical way of thinking? Hmm. Perhaps it's saying like, okay, well, if you don't do this, or if you say you go one way rather than the other, yes, maybe it's going to eliminate this path to this foundation for this particular situation, but perhaps it'll open another one, right? Maybe another door will be open because with one door, when one door closes, one must open, correct? Okay. All right, Capricorn, that's what I've got for you. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.